Hello, welcome to Ronaldo's. Today we're going to look at the ECM Synchronika, ECM's top of the range home espresso machine. It's available in anthracite and full chrome. We're going to look at the key features and we're going to talk about why we absolutely adore this machine. So what do we love about this machine? Well, point one is synonymous with ECM and German engineering. The build quality on the ECM Synchronika, like all their home models, is absolutely incredible. The chassis is full steel, and in this case it's powder coated with the anthracite colour. There is no plastic on this machine, on the carcass and the panels and the body. The only plastic is on the brew lever, the levers for the steam and the water, and the portafilter, and they're all designed aesthetically to match each other, so that's a really nice touch. The other key feature that we love about the ECM Synchronika is that it has a dual boiler, a boiler for the water tank and a boiler for the brew group, and also it's switchable between mains, water mains, so you can have a direct link to it, or you can move the machine around on the countertop and fill it up by the water reservoir internally. This is the digital PID display, which is the same as the Technica Profi 5, so refer to that video if you'd like to see more detail. ECM home espresso machines have E61 group heads, and the models that do in that range are the ECM Mechanica Slim, the Technica Profi 5, and of course the ECM Synchronika. And why is the E61 group head so important? Well, it's solid brass. It retains an incredible thermostability, so the temperature at the group head, which is important for pouring your espresso and keeping that temperature regulated, is enhanced because of the solidity of the material. The advantage of this construction over cheaper espresso machines on the market is that you'll get a much better espresso extraction. Possibly the standout feature about the ECM Synchronika is just how quiet it is. It's probably the quietest home espresso machine on the market today. And that's because it's got an incredibly efficient, very quiet rotary pump, and that's mounted to the chassis by rubber fixings. When the orange light on the front of the machine is illuminated, that tells you that there is enough water in the reservoir. When you remove the internal tank, or when the water has run down to a certain level, the light will go out, indicating that you need to replenish the water. One of the key advantages of the ECM Synchronika is that it has a dual water source. So you can use it via the internal reservoir or via the water mains by means of this flexi braided metal cable. Underneath the drip tray there are two switches. The left-hand switch is to determine whether you want to use the water supply internally for the reservoir or the main supply, which the braided cable will be hooked up to. If you're intending to use the machine for milky drinks, you'll need to put the switch in the I position for the steam boiler. If you prefer just to have espressos and you're not intending to use the steam wand, you can flick the switch to the 0 position and that will direct the boiler's power just to the brew head. There's a nice feature underneath the drip tray for one of your most important pieces of kit, the blanking disc. It can be housed right there so you don't lose it. The residual water from the group head and from the solenoid is collected in the drip tray, and you can empty this manually or you've got the optional choice of a plastic hookup which bolts into the chassis, and you can put a pipe on there for the outflow. This is the fabulous ECM steam wand. We love this steam wand because it produces silky milk. It's on a ball and socket and it has an internal Teflon tube which prevents scorching. The Synchronika comes with a standard 2-hole steam tip. We love this steam tip. Whether you're a pro or a beginner, you'll get really glossy milk every time. And this is because it has a nice large radius and a big surface area, so the steam power is greatly reduced, allowing you all the time in the world to produce fantastic milk for lattes, flat whites, etc. Like all the elements on the ECM Synchronika, The portafilters are top quality, really well weighted, ergonomically super in the hand, and the handles are angled so that when you place them to tamp, that the basket is perfectly level. ECM is synonymous with high quality build, and if you have a look at the chassis on this powder coated ECM Synchronika, you'll see that the joints are welded, finished beautifully, powder coated to perfection. On the newest iteration of the ECM Synchronika, the gauges now have a really nice Italian style aesthetic, a little bit of retro numbering and the red arrow, which is a lovely touch, and that gives a little bit more of an industrial feel to it. It's also probably important to say at this juncture that all the ECM home machines are lever operated rather than semi-automatic button push operation, so that you'll need to start and stop the shot yourself. So what other things come in the box? Well, we have a single portafilter, we have a double portafilter, and most importantly, a blanking disc for cleaning, which is the most important thing when using any coffee machine. Clean well, keeps the longevity of your machine. A nylon group head brush for cleaning after use. Also included is a hand tamper from ECM, polished chrome stainless steel tamper, lovely in the hand, and the same reflected ergonomic of the portafilters and the levers. Also in the box is a braided cable, the optional drainage hookup, and of course we have the user manual, which we always mark up to show you the first use. We can pressurize it for you as well, and that is downloadable on the web page for every ECM product. So why choose Ronaldo's to buy your ECM Synchronika? Well, one of the reasons is we try and give a bit of added value. So we'll throw in an IMS shower screen in addition to the one that's in the ECM. This is coated with a non-stick surface, so it gives you an even better extraction and reduces the coffee oil buildup in the inside of the shower screen, adding to the longevity of the machine. And rather than a vulcanized rubber, which is pretty standard for all espresso machines, we're going to throw in this silicone rubber seal, which really doesn't lose its elasticity. Throw in as extras, no cost to you. We'll also throw in some free barista training when you buy any of our home espresso machines. We like you to know how to use the machine. We'll set it up for you. So if you come into the roastery, we'll give you a couple of hours of our time. If we deliver for you in person, again, we'll put the machine in situ and give you that training on the spot. And to get you going, we'll throw in 500 grams, so 2 of these boxes of our award-winning Casa Espresso blend, 2 single origin Brazil and El Salvador beans in the mix to help you on your way. Finally, another reason to choose Ronaldo's is perhaps to look at the reviews that you've left online on our homepage, and there are almost 1,000 of them from Google, social media, product pages, talking about how hard we work to provide great service for you.